ever get a call that flips your whole reality upside down? Yeah, that was me at 2:17 a.m. The cop on the line said, "Ma'am, we found your son." I almost dropped my phone because my son was literally in the living room playing PlayStation like nothing in the world mattered. I only got one kid. One. So tell me this, who the hell was lying dead in that morgue? Before we jump into today's crazy story, I gotta know something real quick. Where are you watching from right now? Drop your city and country in the comments. I love seeing how far this channel reaches. And if you enjoy suspense stories that hit you right in the feels, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe. You don't want to miss what's coming next. Rain tapping the window, microwave humming, Ethan yelling at his game. "Ma, chill. I'm about to win this round. Boy, you've been about to win for the last hour." And then phone rings. Unknown number. "Ma'am, this is Officer Blake. We need you to come down to Mercy Hospital. We recovered a body believed to be your son." My brain freezes. "That's not funny. My son's at home." "Officer, please come anyway." I look at Ethan, alive, laughing, breathing. My hands start shaking. "Ethan, I gotta run to the store real quick." Ethan, not looking up, "Grab me chips." He doesn't notice my voice cracking. Cold lights, metal drawers slides open. The body looks exactly like Ethan. Same jawline, same scar near the eyebrow, same crooked pinky. I almost pass out. Detective Reed, "Ma'am, you okay? That's my son, but it's not my son." Wallet found. Ethan's old ID from years ago. Time of death? 6 hours ago. I noticed something tiny. The dead boy has a small tattoo behind the ear. Ethan doesn't, or at least I've never seen it. My stomach knots. Detective says, "We'll run DNA, but you should prepare yourself." I drive home in shock. Ethan's still on the couch, alive, smiling. I whisper, "Who are you really, baby?" I start observing Ethan like a stranger. He locks his phone now. He takes late-night walks. He jumps when sirens pass. One night I hear him whispering on the phone, "Ethan, I told you to stay gone. This ain't part of the deal." My heart drops. I sneak into his jacket. Burner phone. Texts. "They found the body. If she finds out, we're both done. You owe me your life." My knees almost give out. Flashback hits me like a truck. When I gave birth, there was chaos, power outage, nurses running. A doctor once said, "One baby's unstable." I only remember holding one baby. What if there were two? I go digging. Old nurse finally whispers, "There were twin boys, but one file vanished after a system fire." My blood runs cold. And the next day, detective calls, "Ma'am, the body is biologically your son." I nearly dropped the phone. That means I had two sons. One lived with me. One died as a stranger. I confront Ethan. "You got a brother, don't you?" He freezes, eyes fill with fear. "Ma, I didn't want to hurt you." Truth spills out. Evan grew up in foster care, abuse, streets, crime. Years ago, Evan tracked Ethan down. They secretly met. Evan wanted to switch identities permanently and disappear. They sometimes swapped phones, IDs, but Evan got into trouble with dangerous people. Someone was hunting him. "He just wanted a real family, Ma." I realize I lost one son twice, once at birth, once at death. Black SUV starts parking outside the house at night. Someone leaves a note on our door. Wrong brother died. Chills run through my spine. We decide not to run. We decide to expose the truth, but someone inside the police department might be involved. I ain't gonna lie, that night felt way too quiet. You ever notice how silence sometimes screams louder than noise? Yeah, that kind of silence. Ethan was sitting across from me at the kitchen table, pretending to scroll on his phone, but his hands were shaking just a little. I could tell he was scared, trying real hard not to show it, just like his daddy used to do. I reached across the table and grabbed his hand. "Whatever happens tonight, baby, we face it together, you hear me?" He nodded, didn't trust his voice enough to speak. Detective Reed had already set the plan in motion. We leaked fake info that Ethan was leaving town that night. If whoever killed Evan was still watching us, they'd take the bait. And deep down, I knew they would. Around midnight, I noticed headlights outside the window. Same black SUV that had been creeping past our house for days. My stomach dropped. "They're here." Ethan stood up fast. "Ma, get behind me." And that's when reality hit me like a punch in the chest. My baby, the one I raised, was ready to protect me from a nightmare I never even knew existed. We stayed calm, played our part. Ethan grabbed his jacket like he was really about to leave town. The SUV engine started. Hooked. We followed Detective Reed's instructions and drove toward the old warehouse district. My hands were tight on the steering wheel. I could feel my heartbeat in my throat. Every red light felt like forever. Every shadow looked like danger. I kept thinking about Evan, about how one of my sons grew up with bedtime stories and warm dinners, and the other grew up fighting the world alone. That guilt, yeah, it don't ever leave you. The SUV blocked us in near an abandoned warehouse. A man stepped out. Tall, cold eyes, that kind of stare that tells you he ain't lost sleep over hurting people. And when he spoke, my blood ran cold. Guess I finally got the right brother. Detective Reed and backup were hidden nearby, but I didn't know how fast they could move. The man laughed. Evan thought he was better than me, thought he could disappear and leave me behind, so I erased him. That's when the real twist hit me. He wasn't just some random criminal. He was Evan's foster brother, the boy Evan grew up with, the one who envied him, the one who blamed him for every bad thing in his life. And he had help on the inside, someone who messed with records so identities could get blurred, hoping chaos would cover his tracks. I felt sick. "You killed my son." He smirked. "Nah, I killed a mistake." Something snapped inside me. You don't get to decide who matters in this world. Before he could move another inch, police lights exploded the darkness. "Freeze! Hands up!" He tried to run, didn't make it far. Watching them put handcuffs on him felt surreal, like my soul finally took a breath after drowning for weeks. Ethan grabbed my shoulders. "It's over, Ma. It's finally over." I didn't even realize I was crying until my face was soaked. A few days later, I went to Evan's grave alone, just me and the son I never got to hold. I placed flowers down slowly. "I'm sorry, baby. I should have found you sooner." The wind brushed against my face like a quiet goodbye. I stayed there a long time, talking to him, telling him about Ethan, about the life he could have had. It hurt, but it healed something too. That evening, Ethan and I sat on the porch watching the sunset. No sirens, no fear, just peace. "Ma, I'm gonna live better for both of us." I squeezed his hand. That's all a mother can ever ask for. I went to identify one son and discovered I had lost two in different ways. Life don't always make sense, but truth has a funny way of setting you free, and love, real love, never stops fighting, even in the darkest moments.